Hi, welcome to Silver Screen News with us, the Silver Screen Dudes. I'm Anthony Jordan.
I'm Nick Laurel.
And you know what it is today? It's Throwback Thursday. We're taking it all the way back. Hashtag TBT. We're going back to films that are 10 years old and even 20 years old. And sad to say, we were around for both of those. But you know what? Some are good memories. Some is, hey, good, bad, whatever. So for us, it's nostalgia. For some of you, it's introduction to some films that we've loved and watched.
Yeah, guys, we're going to be looking at movies that are considered classics by some, stoinkers by others. We love some of these, hate some of these. It might be an insight to you into some new movies which you may not have heard of from yesteryear. It might be a trip down memory lane for those of you who are sort of 18 and above, I'd say.
Yeah.
All right. So the movie that is 10 years old this week.
Hit me, Nick. Hit me.
50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Tryin.
Wow. Get Rich or Die Tryin, 10 years old. What can I say? Do you know what?
Well, you better say something, because I didn't see this movie because I'm not a fan of 50.
Do you know what? That's the thing. It took me a hot minute to watch it. When it came out, I probably didn't see it because I was really into my rap, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to get slated for this. I know this. I was Team Ja Rule. It sounds so bad, but I was. And I just couldn't go down that road. Hey, it's something I lived with. I still can. It was music of my era.
Yeah, who's equally as talented as Mr. 50.
No, hey, do you know what? 50 has got to do fantastic stuff. We're talking, films, music industry. He's become a business mogul. It was very reminiscent to 8 Mile, that it's biopic, but it's not. Terrence Howard featured in it. It had its parts. For what it was a decent film. You kind of look at this thing of, am I going into 50 Cent's life? Am I not? And then he had the album that matched it. There are hints of. It's the same, as I said, it's very reminiscent to 8 Mile. It's not.
That's why I didn't watch it. Simply because, you've got Eminem. Is he now the highest selling rapper of all time? You know this stuff, not me. One of the best rappers of all time, right? He makes his movie called 8 Mile. Eminem produces and creates, for all lack of a better word, a guy called 50 Cent. 50 Cent makes a biopic or loosely biopic movie. Not interested.
Do you know what
I don't want to see the Marshall Mathers Project movie.
There is that
and it's a gangster film, right?
Of course.
I even had a game based off of it, didn't it? There was
But that's to tell you the franchise that was 50 Cent. He just dominated.
No, it's the franchise that Eminem made 50 Cent.
Do you know what? The way I always looked at it was, Dre created Eminem and Dre created 50. That's the way I always looked at it.
And we're way off topic.
It goes off, but I'll go into it. 50 Cent was such a brand that Get Rich or Die Tryin was an album, then the motion picture album, and a game, and a film.
And then a PIMP.
There are levels to it. It was a good film. 50, that was the beginning of the wave that is the 50 Cent era, and he done it. And it was a good film. Check it out. Nick hasn't seen it. He's not a 50 fan. I respect you, 50. Curtis Jackson.
Mr. Curtis Jackson.
Yeah.
Have you seen the size of the man? Mr. Curtis Jackson.
You're the one who doesn't rate him. Have you seen the size? Yeah. All right. It was a good film.
It doesn't hit me with that nostalgia so much. Usually what you're going to find when watching this show, guys, is that the movies which are 10 years old, unless they were sort of big impact, which stayed with you and really made an impression, like any movie, of course, whether it be 10 or 20 years old. But the 10-year-old movies obviously are a lot closer, and especially because this is one I haven't seen, it didn't ring true with me. But now we're going into proper old movies, all right? Jaws isn't 20. Jaws isn't 20. However, 20 years old, this week, I'll give you guys a clue. I like imitating. Oh yeah? Well, if you were me, then I'd be you, and I'd use your body to get to the top. You can't stop me no matter who you are. Loser!
And if that wasn't a clue, alrighty then. Yes, it's Mr. Jim Carrey himself.
Part 2.
Yes, exactly. And that's the bit that hurt me even more. It's Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. That's Ace Ventura 2, which means Ace Ventura Pet Detective is even further back. But yes,
let's not even think about that.
That's what shocked me. But yes, Ace Ventura.
Comedy fans, 18 and under, if you have not experienced the joy that is Jim Carrey, His more recent movies, which are like, The Number 23, I personally enjoyed it, but not a comedy. You've got a little brief appearance in Kick-Ass where shades of it. Go back to this man's early stuff. You want to see where guys, Robin Williams is the be-all to end-all of comedy in Hollywood, all right? As far as I'm concerned, and may he rest in peace. We all miss him. But you want to see where the modern day comedians, I'm talking guys like Will Ferrell, even though I don't like him, even guys like Steve Carell, who I do love, all right? These guys don't exist without Jim Carrey. This guy did it. He really was the master of comedy of the 90s. If you want to see more of his movies, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, as AJ just said. This one we're talking about now, When Nature Calls.
The Mask.
The Mask. If you want to see one of the most jaw-dropping scenes, you know what I'm talking about. Cameron Diaz, aged 18 or 19, in that red dress. Oh!
Yeah.
Again, if you're 18 and under, definitely check out The Mask for that reason alone. Woo! Somebody stop me.
But yeah, no.
P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta.
Yeah.
All right?
But those, yes, that's Jim Carrey in itself. But no, sequels are very funny. And do you know what's even more funny is Jim Carrey, at this time in his career,
Could do no wrong.
And actually,
he continued to do no wrong.
He actually said he didn't want to do sequels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was actually against sequels at the time. So that's why there was no Mask. Well, there are Mask 2, Son of
No,
Mask.
there's
but
not.
It's not Jim Carrey. It took forever to see Dumb and Dumber 2, which you have to watch the original.
Oh,
Later on in time, he's come up with sequels and he'll do
Dumb
stuff.
and Dumber's a classic.
But the original Dumb and Dumber, and
I wonder when that's going to be on here.
Yeah.
That's a classic. If you haven't seen Dumb and Dumber, man, that's a real Jim Carrey classic you got to see too. Skates, huh? No, skis, huh? Are they yours? Both of them? he's genius. That was Jeff Daniels, but whatever. He's genius.
The whole film.
I'm shocked that he didn't want to do sequels. He hasn't done many, but
this is it. He didn't want to. And
Dumb and Dumber 2 is
funny enough,
bad.
Ace Ventura was the one sequel he'd done in that era.
And it was great.
It was fantastic.
Better, worse, I don't care. For me, I put them on the same level.
yeah.
Pet Detective. They're different.
I think Ace Ventura just stormed the nation. People knew of Jim Carrey, but didn't know of him before Ace Ventura.
Yeah, well, it's his first big movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And Ace Ventura 2 just delivered. They took him out of America. They just put him in.
Ah.
Yeah, it was fantastic from top to bottom.
The Slinky. Watch the movie and you'll know what we're talking about. You want to see the world's longest slinky trick? Watch this.
The spears in the leg. So that was that was comedy. That was slapstick comedy.
He much better fighter than you.
Yeah, they were. But watch it. I'm not even going to spoil any more for you. But those, if you haven't
I
seen
have the
it,
reflexes of a mongoose. Holy monkeys!
they were fantastic.
Alright guys, we're going to spoil the movie for you if we carry on. So that's our Throwback Thursday, 10 years old, 50 Cent, Get Rich or Don't Watch Me. Sorry, or Die Trying. And number 2 in our 20-year-old movie section this week, the great Jim Carrey in his best sequel, Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls. Have you seen these movies? Having heard us act like fools, are you gonna go watch them now? You can watch the show every Thursday, guys, so make sure you catch us every Thursday right here on the Silver Screen Dudes channel. Make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and hit us up on Instagram, and tell us what you think of these movies. We'd love to hear from you guys.
If you don't know, get to know. So for myself, Anthony Jordan.
From me, Nico Luro.
Signing out.
See you guys.